Hello everyone and welcome to my review for Record of Ragnarok episode 5. In this episode we finally get to the start of Adam vs. Zeus, which I have not heard great things about, or at least certain parts of it. We haven't gotten into all that stuff yet, but there are a few things of note to talk about in this episode, so I'll get into that now. The animation in this episode is pretty in line with the previous ones. Once again, not really anything too crazy. Adam's entrance was pretty well animated, that looked pretty solid. Once again, the best animated anything in this show so far is Heimdall. For some reason, he is the most fluidly moving, dynamic thing I have seen thus far in the show. I'm not complaining about it, it looks good. I would say out of everything, Heimdall is the one thing where I'm like, hey, that actually looks really good. It's so bizarre. I don't understand why Heimdall is so much better animated than everything else. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's better than him being like this static object that doesn't move. Doesn't really make for a great commentator, so I guess I appreciate that they put in the extra effort into making the commentator feel really lively. There was something really fucking strange, though. Something really bizarre. In that, during Zeus's intro, they have these CGI notes from Hermes playing the violin, and those look good. I actually like the way that those look as like the effects going around the arena. But Hermes is CGI, and Zeus is not. So they're going through their whole song and dance routine while Hermes is moving around in 3D animation, moving at a completely different frame rate than Zeus, who is dancing around in 2D animation. Very strange, kind of jarring. I'm not sure why they would do that. Maybe they were trying to do like mocap for the violin movements, but you could always just study videos of people playing the violin and just draw that. That's always an option. Like, I get if you were doing a full CGI anime, I would get it. Like, yeah, fucking do mocap of a guy playing the violin. But with this, it just looks so strange. Just so bizarre. But other than that really weird thing, the animation was pretty standard for the majority of the episode. Not really much to say about the directing for this episode. Pretty much the same quality as the previous ones. So now I'll actually talk about the voice acting, since we finally got Adam introduced. And we got more of Zeus in a bit of a different mood. First off, Adam's voice actor is pretty good for the job. Adam is always expected to be like this kind of smooth-talking guy with a very soft voice. I mean, just look at him. I mean, he looks like a twink, other than being absolutely fucking shredded. He's like a short little dude, with kind of long blonde hair. So you would expect him to have a voice like that, and they nailed it. And with Zeus, we got Zeus in like a much more excited mood, because of course it's him going through his what is it, fucking Saturday Night Fever thing, his intro, which has always been very underrated to me. I never see enough people talking about Zeus's intro when they compare the other character intros. It's so crazy and bizarre in comparison to the way everyone else comes into the arena. I love it. It does a really good job at expressing Zeus's character. So, I don't know his name again, but Okuyasu's VA does a pretty good job. When Zeus is all excited and giggling by the end of his introduction, he really like takes it up a notch. For the first few episodes, it was mostly like this decrepit old man voice, which he did like a fairly good job at. But this right here, where the dude is like giggling his ass off, that's where this guy is at his best. And he was really good. So I'm quite interested in seeing, or I guess hearing, how they're going to sound as we get further into the fight, and some important things happen, such as Zeus getting pissed off, Adam getting serious, things like that. And of course, actually seeing how the fight on the whole is. I know about the dreaded 20 to 25 seconds, okay? But we're gonna see how everything else is, alright? We'll judge that first. Other thing, the OSTs in this episode were pretty good. Had a pretty good one during Lubu's death. Pretty fitting, somber soundtrack playing in the background. I think it was building upon Lubu's previous OST. I don't remember if it's the same one or if they were just kind of going with a similar motif and then did something different. But Adam's intro theme, pretty good, fit him very well. Same goes for Zeus. Once again, as the series goes on and we get more characters introduced, we get more OSTs, or I guess would be their themes. And the soundtrack stands out more and more to me. Even people I've seen who are like, this is shit, this fucking sucks, they're still like, yeah, but the OST slaps. The OST's pretty fire. So, hey, at least we can all agree upon that, am I right? So, yeah. Once again, I am eager to see how this fight turns out. I've heard a wide variety of opinions. There are, of course, people that are like, this is shit, it's ruined, it's garbage, mostly because of a single scene, which I understand, because I know what scene it is, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty egregious if it's as bad as I hear it is. But I've also heard people saying that other parts are actually fairly well animated. So we're just going to have to find out when we get there. I'm going to be watching this episode a little later today. I know these reviews are coming out a little further spaced out than they did yesterday, and that's because it's the weekend and I have other shit to do. So, yeah. So you can expect a third review out later today. With that, that's all I have to say about episode 5 of Record of Ragnarok. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. I'm doing a few of these Record of Ragnarok reviews every day until I finish. And also, I do Record of Ragnarok manga chapter reviews every month, and we're getting a double chapter this month, so look forward to that. I am going to do the reviews on here, because the one I did last month on my backup channel did not get copyright striked, so I'm going to do the same thing I did for that one, and we'll just hope the channel doesn't get taken down, alright? If you enjoy other series such as Jujutsu Kaisen and Kengan Omega, I do videos in those series as well. If you want to discuss Record of Ragnarok with other people, or you just enjoy the content I produce on this channel, I highly suggest you check out my Discord server. I have a link to that down in the description. Since it's the end of the video, it's time to give a shout out to my wonderful patrons: Archerbear CJ2K, Fuse, Neo, Dijon Redden, Anthony Chavez, Honey Mustard, Zach Rowitz, K-God, Chris Redfield, Scratch23, Moonshadow935, Rat, and Ryzen4K. Thank you all very much for supporting me on Patreon. I greatly appreciate it. And if you too want to get a shout out at the end of videos or access to reviews for solo leveling in the Boxer, you can always become a patron as well. There's a link to my Patreon down in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys around. Take care.